my greetings to the chairman, vice chairman, CEO, members of the board, managing board, students, parents, press, and everyone assembled here. Before I start to talk anything, I would like to give a disclaimer. நீங்க எல்லாத்துக்குமே முன்னாடி ஒரு disclaimer இருக்கும் இல்லையா? So everything that I know and everything that is there at MM Forgings is due to my Guru's grace. He is none other than the Lord himself, and everything is due to him. So please do not ascribe whatever I am going to say here, whatever good I am going to say here, to me or to my achievements. It is all belonging to the Almighty only. My thanks to Sri Thirukumaran and the Jansen School of Business for inviting me here. I can't really see why I have been invited and why I should have been called to deliver a speech. However, I am here, and so you guys have to listen to me. I'm sure the graduates who are going to pass out today are expecting me to deliver a magic business formula, and that will carry with them through the rest of their lives. Well, I'm about to. Formula 1, there is no formula. There is an ancient saying in Sanskrit, Yata hyekena chakrena rathasya nagatir bhavet tatha purusha prayatnam vina daivam na siddhyati. What it means is very simple. In those days they had two-wheeled chariots. So that is quoted as the example here. And just as a chariot cannot be driven without two wheels, so too for success we need both effort as well as God's grace. So both are essential for a successful life and a successful career as well. It is very difficult for me to talk of life without God. So please indulge in me. If you don't believe him or in him, my request is please start to. You will need all his help and more than it to succeed in your lives and careers. So Lord Krishna says in the Gita, Jayosmi Vyavasayosmi. So Arjuna asks him, I'm sure all of you are aware of the story of the Gita, right? They are in the battlefield and Arjuna doesn't want to fight. So Lord Krishna, being the ultimate teacher, has to exhort him to fight against his own guru and his relatives. Arjuna says, why should I fight? I would rather go around taking arms rather than fight these people whom I revere so much. Krishna says, no, you have to fight, there is no other choice. And in the course of that discourse, Arjuna asks him, how shall I see you in this world? So amongst the many things that the Lord says, which we can really use in our life, he says, Jayosmi Vyavasayosmi. I am Jayaha. Jaya means success or victory. I am sure every graduate over here has that as the first foremost thing in their mind. So the Lord says that he is success. Then he says, the means to achieve it also, Vyavasayosmi. Vyavasayaha means effort. So நம்ம தமிழ்ல சொல்றோம் விவசாயம் பண்றது அப்படின்னா to cultivate. Naturally cultivation requires tremendous effort இல்லைங்களா? So Vyavasayosmi means the Lord himself is effort. So he has given the route to achieve that success, which is to put in lots of effort. At another place it is said, Karmanyeva adhikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. So he tells Arjuna, it is your duty to act, leaving the fruits of actions to me. Actually, I can talk about this statement itself for a few hours, and a lot of management jnana is embedded in it, a lot of it. We will restrict ourselves to the bare essence, which is perform actions without looking at the fruit, do it for my sake. So then he goes on to clarify again, do actions for my sake means what? No fool will act without a purpose, correct? We all get up in the morning, we go to the toilet, we want to brush the teeth, we want to do something with a fruit in mind, with a result in mind, correct? You guys have come here, studied for 2 years in a school of business with a result in mind, and today is the fruit of your labor. So what is it that you can do when you dedicate all your actions to God? How will you even work? So the Lord goes on to say, do not fall into inaction, continue to put in the effort. So if we are to do our work, that work should be done as an offering unto God. Now, as you leave this education institution, where you honed your graduation skills into management skills, and you are going to guide and impact the lives of others, please try to carry this message with you. There will be enough and more reasons for one to act for oneself. No, I want a better salary, I want a higher salary, I want a promotion, I want this, I want that. There is no end to these wants. But all of us in today's modern society forget that we have to put in the effort first. Put in the effort and the results will follow. This has been the traditional teaching way centuries back in India. So if ever there is a magic word for moving forward, I would say it is the performance of one's duty with excellence in mind. We all want success, but few of us very few realize that success is the fruit of excellence. It is not the goal of work in itself, it is a fruit. நம்ம என்ன செய்கிறோமோ அதோடைய பலன் success. So to get to be successful, we have to do our work with excellence in mind. Excellence is an attitude, and it's an attitude not to accept compromise. Being self-driven is extremely important. Okay, how do I get this done? Little bit which I have learned is prioritize and persevere. And keep prioritizing, keep persevering, plan, do, check and act. Now enough of all this. I would like to give you a small story. All of us like stories. It enlivens the atmosphere. There was a drunken father who had 2 sons. And he used to come home every day boozed up, beat up his wife sometimes, beat up his children also, his 2 sons occasionally. Of course, until they grew up, then they could beat him back. And at some point of time, they've struggled through their life, barely making ends meet. The 2 sons grew up in 2 different ways. One of them grew to be a drunkard just like his father, because that is what he was exposed to. அவன் டெய்லி பார்த்தது வந்து குடி அடி தடி, அவனும் குடிக்காரனாயிட்டான். The other person saw what his father was and decided that he should not be so, that he would be different, that he would rise above commonality, rise above the experiences that he was exposed to, and he became an extremely successful person in life. So the background here was the same. 2 brothers, same family, same parents, same upbringing or lack of it. Yet the attitude makes a huge difference. It is that attitude. You will see so many things in life where people plunder in front of you and people toil in front of you. People toil for you also. So with an attitude, differentiate what you need, and like a swan, the mythical swan in Indian philosophy, when water is given to it with milk, is supposed to filter away the water or let the water pass through like a sieve and retain only the milk. So like that, keep only the good things that you learn from your experiences and rise above them. Why do we do all this action? What is meant by this success? What am I going to do? It's not just filling up our bellies and having a phenomenal bank account. That is one small measure of success. The bigger measure of success, as I see it, is to build the nation. Each one of you here has had the privilege of getting an undergraduate degree and doing a residential course in management, which means that your backgrounds are secured to a huge level, to a much greater level than the rest of your compatriots. So you owe it, all of us owe it to our country to work for and build the nation. We all have, Stephen Covey, I'm a great fan of his, puts it very well. We all have a circle of concern and a circle of influence. He divides thinking into two parts. Circle of concern for all of us includes the entire country, the world. How is the environment going to be? Will there be temperature rise? Will there be the oceans rising? Will there be, how will the elections be? Blah 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 blah. So much to, that's all circle of concern. But we cannot influence anywhere. Can we go and influence the election? Or can we go and influence global warming? Not directly. So how do we act? We act through what is called as our circle of influence. So my circle of influence is those around me, those where I can contribute. Starts with one's family, then one's work environment, one's organization, and the people with whom those organizations and families interact. So one always works through one's circle of influence. The circle of concern is a guiding factor, merely so. But definitely one should rise beyond the circle of influence and address the circle of concern as well. I heard one of the people say, announcers say that you're all going to be managers of tomorrow. That's very good. But please don't stop with that. You should become leaders of tomorrow. What's the difference between managers and management and leadership? I came across this in my life and I held it right through. I thought I will share it with you. Small simple fact. A leader decides which wall to climb, and a manager decides how to climb the wall. I came across a statement and it has stuck in my mind through decades, and always I used it to sort out my priorities at any point of time. So a leader decides which wall to climb and a manager decides how to climb the wall. Of course, the leader must have climbed a few walls or to know what walls are and what is beyond the wall to know which wall to climb. Some get it by instinct, some get it by experience. An MBA is all about preparing you with education and the background and also to make you get the experience for it. One of the things that I have learned through life, from my father especially, is discipline. Particularly financial discipline. Many of you are going to be running your own firms, I understand, or your family firms. What I have learned is that the company's money is very different from the promoter. One of the reasons why many businesses fail all over the world, and particularly so in India, where the emotional connect is much higher, is because entrepreneurs start to think after some point of time that just because they own the firm, the money in the firm belongs to them. There is a huge difference between the two. The money that is earned by a firm belongs to the firm, has to be plowed back into the firm for its own growth. Not all of it, definitely as an owner, as a promoter, as a manager, we are all due a share, but a share, not all of it. So that will depend from circumstance to circumstance. Please keep this in the back of your mind. So many businesses today have shut down because of non-adherence to this simple fact. It always My father had always told me, he was a chartered accountant by education, but an engineer by passion. Still, the chartered accountant training helped hone his skills as a clear thinker. He would say, you can buy anything that you want, but always know the cost of what you buy. Know the cost before you buy. So even today when I go to a shop, supermarket, even to buy some medicine for example, there are 2-3 brands available, I will just pick it up and see. Okay, this is 20 rupees, 30 capsules. That is 40 rupees, 60 capsules. Which one is better? You can go for the more expensive one, but realize that you're making a choice based on the data available to you numerically. Always know the cost of what you're buying. And invariably I find so many people, so many of my colleagues fail in this. They will be making a 2,000 rupee expenditure or 1,000. That's not going to sink or make the company. But those things add up. Everybody looks at their transactions in terms of, okay, this is what I'm going to spend. Is this worth it or not? And makes those spendings accordingly. Definitely as a whole, if you look at 2,000 people, 3,000 people spending their effort and their energies and the company's money, it will all be channelized into the right direction. Another lesson that I learned was from an uncle of mine. Before I take up that, I want to ask, how many of you remember calculus? Can you throw up your hands? Great. Great. Any students? Okay, I'm very happy. You don't need it. Mostly you don't need it. How many of you know addition, multiplication, subtraction and division? Great. That's mostly the math that you'll be needing for the rest of your lives. Small caveat, learn to do it quick. Okay? When I say that there are 3,000 people earning 1,000 rupees or 1,000 rupees a day, you should learn to put the math fat. Initially you will struggle. Particularly with big zeros, you will struggle. A lakh divided by 3,000. You don't have to say that the answer is going to be 33.33. You don't have to work out the decimals, but you should know very clearly that it is in the region of 33. It helps you to prioritize the numerical value of whatever data is being thrown at you. So train yourself to do quick math. You don't need to go beyond what you learnt in second standard or third standard. And you don't need to bother about decimal places. 14 divided by 3. You just need to know that the answer is between 4 and 5. That's enough. Mostly. Okay. Unless you're going to do quantum computing sitting in, then you do your math to a fine level. But doing math to a quick approximation will stand by, it has stood by me at least. Right through my life, whenever numbers have been thrown at me, okay, inside the gears start whirring and I find out, okay, this is the value, this is the implication, this is the implication, this is the implication. And definitely I don't look at the second decimal or even the first decimal to know where we are. We can do the math with the calculator if the decimals are important, but mostly the calculations that you would have to do in your life will require approximations. So learn to do quick math. Don't shy away from that. The other point is about people. Beyond a point, initially we all have to learn in our careers what is going to happen, how we are going to work in an organization, how we are working, the trade rules of the trade, etc. Over a period of time, as you rise up in the organization, you will start to work with people, and believe me, that's the most difficult thing. For some it comes naturally, for me it didn't, and I had to learn very hard way. Please pay attention. Beginning itself, be empathetic. Realize that it is only through a good team that you can shine, and build the team around you. There is a proverb a long time back, I've seen, judge not by relatives, but judge a man by his friends. The management version of it, I would say, judge not by relatives, but judge a person by his team members. So if you have a good team around you, they will, Jack Ma, for example, has always said, you can Google it up, he always advocates, surround yourself with top-notch people, with smart people, really smart people, smarter than you, if you can tolerate. They should move the boundaries of your organization, of your work, of your team, and be able to deliver consistent results for you. Above all this, relentlessly review. There's a simple word for it in manufacturing parlance called PDCA, Plan, Do, Check, Act. That's enough. Disciplined approach, people-centric, people-focused. Of course, customer, financial, all that is taken care of. And relentlessly PDCA. Now, having done all this, I'm sure all of you will be very successful. Do a little bit for yourselves also. Read. Warren Buffett reads a few hours every day, even now. The sage of Omaha, the most successful investor in the entire world, spends a few hours of his day reading. So reading is that important. Learn, keep learning. Take up an intellectual habit, hobby, and keep working at it. For me, I believe that stagnation is akin to death. One must continuously learn till either one can no longer sense anything or one's life leaves the body. Above all, enjoy. Enjoy your life. Work. Enjoy your work foremost and contribute. Take care of your body. Adequate exercise. Proper food. It's very important. Otherwise, at the end of the day, you've seen so many WhatsApps going on. We are successful. We have bank balances for what? Only to spend in the hospital. No use. So right from the beginning, cultivate healthy habits. Stay away from all those that will detract your mind and body from its state of good health. Above all, I would like to leave you, my friends, with these words. Be an eagle and rule the skies. Okay? Don't be a crow and flutter around. Be an eagle, dare yourself, challenge yourself from within, and surely you will all rule the skies and build a very excellent India in the months and years to come. Jai Hind. Thank you.